Let's see what Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's got to say in this book, The Teachings of Sri Ramana Maharshi, edited by David Godman. And it's a question and answer session. And the questioner asks, Sri Bhagavan speaks of the heart as the seat of consciousness and as identical with the self. This is self with a capital S. What does the heart exactly signify? And the answer, call it by any name, God's self, the heart, or the seat of consciousness, it is all the same. The point to be grasped is this, that heart means the very core of one's being, the centre, without which there is nothing whatever. So the heart really is that fundamental awareness, and that fundamental awareness is identical to the eternal Brahman. But here it seems to be talking about that awareness as the finite intelligence or individualized consciousness. And that's often how we think of ourselves. You might have a sense of your own awareness, but you think it's your awareness. You think it's your particular one, and it's of no consequence. It's that limited perception of your own awareness, which we could say is the finite intelligence or individualized consciousness. However, this limited consciousness soon forgot its own essential conscious nature and continued to be but inert. In other words, you're an automatic. You're an automatic. It's like the self-forgetting that Gurdjieff spoke of. The great Gurdjieffian practice was self-remembering. It then became the thinking faculty, with reception and rejection as its inherent tendencies. Once you start thinking about things, you start thinking about what you want and what you don't want. And this is what drives you on, it's what propels your automatic tendencies onward. In fact, it is the infinite consciousness alone that has become all this. But until it awakes to its infinite nature, it does not know itself in self-knowledge. Hence the mind should be awakened by means of inquiry based on scriptures, dispassion, and control of the senses. This intelligence, when it is thus awakened, shines as Brahman the Absolute, or else it continues to experience this finite world. So this is the situation. There's only consciousness, and consciousness has got a finite mode of experiencing itself, and that's what we call the mind. This mind has got its own tendencies, or easily develops its own tendencies to be diverted in certain ways, to be caught up in certain notions, to create notions and then be caught up in them, and then forgets its nature as infinite consciousness. So the mind should be awakened by means of inquiry based on scriptures, dispassion, and control of the senses. Once you have a sense of your own awareness, it's important to contemplate it. Because this sense of your own awareness, you might dismiss at first as a being of no consequence. It's just your little old you, your little old self. But this needs to be explored. The nature of this awareness needs to be explored directly. This is self-enquiry. And as I've said before, the Yoga Vasishta could be regarded as an awareness appreciation course. Actually, when you start thinking about this awareness, start appreciating what it's actually doing, what's actually happening within it, what is the nature of this awareness. And you can only do that if you're not being caught up in what's going on or what's apparently going on around you. So this is the control of the senses. So there needs to be dispassion in the relationship to the senses, and something like the Yoga Vasishta can help you to appreciate the nature of your awareness. And then eventually you've got the option of continuing to experience the finite world, or the limited notions about the world, or you can experience everything, including your own awareness, or your awareness and everything that's happening within it, as Brahman, the Absolute.